Did you study for the test?
I did a little bit, but what really got me was the joysticks, the stick and throttle.
Come on, bro. What do you mean it fucking got you?
I don't have any aviation experience.
Okay, do I hold motherfuckers' dicks when they pee? Folks, man, we have a conversation with a man getting a master's degree trying to figure out what he's gonna do. Boy, it's a good one, folks. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, man. As always, push the subscribe button, hit the little bell. You got to check back in because they're not sending my shit out to everybody. So you got to check back in. I'm still dropping videos. They're just not getting to you. All right, folks, man, we building champs for life. Just another one coming down the pipe. Hope you enjoy. Boom. All right, big dog. What you trying to go do, man?
So what I'm trying to do right now, I actually have my packet, my Army OCS packet basically completed.
Okay.
Finalizing it this week. We're hoping to send it up to a reviewer and then eventually send it up before I believe
Okay.
it's the April 27th board date, but
Okay.
just trying to finalize that. I think it's a pretty good packet. I don't have it in front of me, so I can't really present it
What's
to
your
you to get to.
GPA?
It was a 3.5 GPA, and then I had some like some supporting certificates along with it.
Are you working right now? What are you doing in life?
I'm working part-time at a
Okay.
convention center. I'm finishing up my master's program, so graduate school is almost done. And then I'm just working out, training, hanging out with my friends, and just enjoying life.
What's your 2 mile time?
My 2 mile time is roughly about 12.
12-minute flat?
No, not 12 minute flat, probably like mid.
So listen, I'm a numbers motherfucker. What is your 2 mile time?
I couldn't give you an exact time. I ran my fastest mile time was a 6:07.
Okay. All right. So you run, what's your 5 mile time?
I've never done a 5 mile.
Okay. You do know you're going in the army, right?
I do know.
Okay. You know what the distances are in the army are, right?
I do know. That's why I printed everything out. I just wanted to talk to you because I've never really been a big runner guy. I've been a competitive swimmer, and then obviously I played football. So
Okay.
I have all that, I guess, physique and all that gym stuff. But the running thing is my kind of, it's probably my weaker side.
Okay. I'm going to tell you, you can't go in the army if you can't run. Just letting you know.
100%.
Because what do you want to do in the army?
I'm putting the OCS package in and
Yeah.
then
I know you're
just
going to
do
go
a
to
merit
OCS,
thing.
but what do you want to do in the army?
Hopefully infantry. Hopefully they assign me infantry. I know you get a wish list and all that, but I don't know how accurate they assign based off that wish list. I wanted to go into Rangers or the SF.
So here's what I'm going to tell you, dude. You got to start running. Okay. I don't give a fuck what else you do, but you got to run. When you go to basic, you got to be running probably 40 miles a week.
40 miles.
40 miles with a couple 55-mile weeks in there. Okay. But you got to like the PDF on the raw is 35 miles a week. I don't necessarily think you got to do a bunch of speed work, but you probably do 1 or 2 speed workouts a week and just see how things go. But you guys got to run, man. Yeah, I need a 35-minute 5 mile. Because that way, when you get to OCS and you run a 35-minute 5 mile, you have a chance. What'd you do in college? What was your sport?
Football.
Okay. And where were you at? Where'd you play ball at?
Eastern Kentucky.
At EKU?
Correct.
Okay. So, like, they're going to know that they're going to want you to go infantry. But if you don't give them the ability to let you go infantry because you running too slow, you out of shape, whatever, then they won't let you go. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to go to special forces, you got to go to infantry because my dudes that have tried to come out the other Creel fields got their heads blown off because they don't want people that ain't infantry officers. Okay. All right. What kind of
Uh,
questions you got?
I guess going back to that pacer test that you brought up, does that affect my packet in any way? Because they didn't mention that it was really looked at for like the actual application for like Rangers or SF.
It ain't looked at for none of this, but you ain't going to go special forces for 3 years. You're not going to get to your unit for 2 more years. And then you got to wait a year in your unit to go. So, like, you ain't got to worry about none of that. You're going to have to take 50 fucking PT tests before then.
Okay. Okay.
But you gotta
Sweet.
be able to run. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. You don't like running because you're a lifter and you swim, and
Right.
you're gonna have to become a runner, bro. Like the army
Right.
is about rucking and running. You
Yeah.
know what? You got the army PDF? What PDF do you have?
I
What's it say on
actually
the
printed
front?
out the one that you sent on the email that you
What
attached to the
what's
email.
what's it say on the front page? Okay,
This
so
was the front
I gotta
page.
send you. No, I'm gonna send you. Hang on, real quick. I need to send you the army one because
Oh,
you got a ruck.
yeah, I did have some questions about that on supplementing the swim for.
No, you're not supplementing shit. You don't swim. You don't have to swim. You only got that's the SEAL one. I'm gonna send you the Army one, and you only go swim once a day on the Army one. You're gonna ruck twice a week, 1 week, and 3 times a week on the next week. So, you have any questions?
Yeah, I actually wrote down a whole bunch on a separate sheet of paper.
Okay, let it rip.
Try to get through some of the ones that I started. So on the PDF, it did say, do I start the PDF when I run a 9 and swim a 9, or do I start the PDF whenever I guess I get those miles up?
So when you get 25 minutes a mile, 25 miles a week, then you can
25.
start. And I would tell you this, I will make sure I'm running 25 miles a week for a month before I start it.
For a month.
Okay. So like right now, I would tell you, you've been running 10 miles a week. Have you been running like 3 times a week? What have you been doing for run?
I usually just run to the local park around here. It's about 0.7 miles, run back, do some pull-ups on the bars and whatever and whatnot about every day.
Okay, so you are running every day. It just ain't very far, like a mile and a half a day.
Right.
Okay, so what I would tell you is see if you can run 3 miles a day Monday to Friday and then run 5 miles on Saturday. And maybe you just run 3 miles a day, 6 days a week, right? Monday to Saturday. And then 2 or 3 weeks, then add 5 miles on Saturday. And then once that becomes easy, then you're going to do 3-5, 3-5, 3-5, 6, 3-5, 3-5, 7 until you get up to where you can fucking run, because that's almost 25 miles. You a college athlete. You don't need to do that shit. You just got to get out there and run more.
Yeah.
You ain't some fucking clown that ain't never worked out.
No, I love working out.
That's what I'm saying. You got to change the kind of don't want to run fucking sentiment.
Yeah.
Okay. If you go for interviews, you better shave your goatee and you better get a real haircut. Okay. Don't roll in there with a goatee and expect to get an officer job.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's actually a good point because they said I'd be fine keeping it. So
fuck that, bro. You better go in there clean as fuck. Get a haircut the day before that morning. You know what I'm saying? Get the sides shaved off. Get a fucking military haircut and roll in there on fire.
Yeah, I started to let it grow out, let it all, because I actually cut hair myself. So I'm like a little self-made barber, whatever. I have it downstairs, so I just kept it.
I'm just saying, like, that's some shit that motherfuckers fuck up and then they don't get a job. Okay, what else you got?
Okay, so regarding the PDF, does it mention the swim in the Army PDF?
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to swim 10. You're a swimmer, right? You swim in high school?
I swam competitively in middle school, and I got away from swimming until.
So then just swim 10 100s on intervals.
Okay.
That's all you got to do in the Army. Army ain't no big swimming deal. So you just got to swim 10 100s 5 days a week, 5 days in a row.
Okay. The other 2 questions I had regarding the PDF was the master class. I see this master class. What is that?
That's for Navy SEALs. You don't need it for the Army. You definitely don't need it for OCS.
Okay.
The master class is just for SEALs. Now, there's a land nav course called Country Land Nav. You know how to land nav?
I understand the basic concepts of it.
Okay, so
I've never done it.
Before you go to OCS, you want to get that class for $19. Okay. And go through it. Make sure you understand all of it.
What was the name of it? I'm sorry.
It's just Country Land Nav. It's on my website. It'll just teach you a way to land nav that you'll never get lost. It'll teach you a functional way to do land navigation. The Army's going to teach you azimuth and counting your steps, but that shit only works so well.
Okay. And then the last question regarding that PDF was boots. I've never really seen this question asked on your videos. Do you have a recommendation for like boots?
For boots for what?
For, I guess, when you go to like basic or OCS, and then
they're going to give you boots. You're going to put on whatever fucking boots they give you.
Okay. No, I was just wondering if
we're not going to train. We don't ever train in boots. I tell everybody we don't ever train in boots.
Okay.
I'm not trying to train in some shit to make me slower. When you put boots on, it ain't a big fucking transition. Like in SEAL training, you're wearing Nike SFBs, Nike SB2s or whatever. They're fucking tennis shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I train in boots just to get shin splints and everything else?
Okay. And then going back to the thing that you mentioned with the Country Land Nav, I did have a question about the self-care stuff.
Okay.
When do you usually purchase this stuff, or when can I buy it? Because I'm not really too
familiar
with OCS and boot camp and all that works. When are you able to like actually buy like the self-care stuff, like blister, like the moleskins, like boots if you were to get them, or like the Ranger beads?
You make Ranger beads, but you're gonna buy that shit. So here's the deal: you going to OCS, right? You
Right.
ain't got to worry about shit. OCS can be easy as fuck.
No,
Okay.
I'm not saying for OCS. I'm saying for when I actually progress into the
As soon as you get out of OCS, like you're gonna be a fucking normal person. You
okay.
buy the shit anytime you want. Any day of the week, you go to fucking PX and buy whatever you want. But the
Okay.
thing is, you're going to be in an infantry unit. So then you're going to have a year in the infantry unit to understand what you need to be doing to be successful in RASP or AFAS.
Okay.
Does that make
Okay.
sense? Like, you don't have
It
to
makes
have no
sense.
answers right now. All I'm telling you, you don't have to have no fucking answers. All you got to do is fucking work on running
Okay.
because everything else is fucking easy. Does that make sense?
It does. I was just asking just because I never really actually got like the proper information or guidance regarding
Don't
like the
worry
whole
about it.
process. So
You go to basic
right.
training, it's going to be easy as fuck. You're going to go to OCS, it's going to be easy as fuck. Then you're going to go to IOBC. You're going to go to SEER school. You go to Airborne. You go to Ranger school. You report your unit like a fucking 2 years later after you left for basic. You'll be there
Okay.
for a year. And then you can figure out if you want to go screen for RASP as an officer or you want to go to AFAS and go to Green Berets. And both of my dudes that want to go special forces, neither one of them are going special forces now. So one dude got married. He's I'm good in the infantry. Other dude's going PA. And he may go to Green Beret PA, but he's not quite sure yet.
And if I guess don't get selected, if I was to go into or test for the Navy ASTB, like the aviation courses, I kind of
Okay.
wanted to get some guidance on that because I did take test previously. I tested twice already, so I only have one more opportunity to retake.
On the ASV, the aviation test?
The ASTB, I believe it's called,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Navy.
And how'd you do?
I actually have the scores right here. So the first time I took it, I didn't qualify, and then the second time I took it, the OAR was a 45, so I qualified, and then the AQR, the P4, and the FOFAR, they all qualified by 1 point.
What's the number?
455, and the qualifications are 455.
Okay, so I just tell everybody the minimum maximum is sixes. So
Sixes.
if you get sixes, they gonna pick you up.
Okay. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to expand my.
What man? Did you study for the test?
I did a little bit, but what really got me was the joysticks, the stick and throttle.
Come on, bro. What do you mean it fucking got you?
I don't have any aviation experience.
Okay, do I hold motherfuckers' dicks when they pee?
No.
Okay? Like,
No.
motherfucker, like you telling me, like, did you start at EKU?
Did I start at EKU? I started one game
One game. Okay, so you rode the bench a lot there.
for the most part.
Okay, so then I would flip this around on you and say, if you don't want to run, if you don't want to ride the fucking bench, then you got to figure out the fucking plan and you got to figure out how to get off the fucking bench.
Yeah.
Bro, you tell me the joystick, like I got a flight simulator right next to me.
Yeah, I actually went to go purchase one. So,
Bro, you got fucking the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like you got the internet. Like, bro, like that question right there to me, like you didn't really try to figure out the yoke. It's fucking pretty simple. You turn it left, it goes left. You turn it, it goes right. It rolls left. You pull it back, it goes up. You push it down, it goes forward.
it got me on the negative, I guess the negative, what's it called? It had a negative response to it. It got me at the first couple times.
But my point is that test is fucking widely known. You can Google 90% of the questions on that test, right? Hell with ChatGPT. Let's see what happens if you put it into ChatGPT. What are the questions on the test? Let's see what comes up on fucking ChatGPT and the magic box. That's what I'm trying to fucking say. You're gonna have to fucking figure out how to win. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because right now I think you trying not to like you want a hand fed to you, but I mean that test is easy, man. I'm not saying it's easy to pass. I'm just saying it's fucking easy. You know what I mean? Okay, what else you got while I'm digging this up?
Yeah, regarding the Navy stuff, because I do plan on retaking it around the board date, just in case it doesn't go through. Is there anything that you have regarding the Navy aviation test? Like a study? I think I
It's
saw a couple
fucking
videos.
easy. I don't have a study guide for aviation. To me, the aviation shit is so simple. There's so many resources. It's like the ASFAB, right? ASFAB for dummies is bulletproof. There's so many resources out there that like I don't have a resource for it because there's no reason to because there's nothing hard on there. You know what I mean? There's nothing so bad on there that I need to resource. Like SEAL training is different. There's a bunch of shit in SEAL training that you got to get ready for that if you don't know what they are, you're not going to be able to get ready for it. You know what I'm saying? But Like,
I definitely found the Navy aviation test a lot harder than the ASVAB. That's for sure.
oh yeah, the ASVAB is for enlisted dudes, bro.
Yeah.
The aviation test is for flying planes and making $140,000 or $200,000, $340,000 the rest of your life. Somebody tried to log into my shit because it's making me go through every verification known to man. Okay, here we go. All right, let's see what ChatGPT's. What are the questions on the, what is it? ASTB?
ASTB.
STB, Naval Aviation Test. Done.
Some came up.
Yeah, give me the whole fucking thing. Like, your OAR score, you got to have a 50 anyway. You got to retake it because your OAR ain't high enough.
Oh, really?
You got to have a 50 on the OAR. Okay.
I was told I needed a 35. So
This says you got to have a 50.
50. Okay.
Okay. So now I'm going to put in ChatGPT. What are these questions from the ASTB? Paste. Boom. So I just put in the aviation and nautical, right? Aerodynamics, that's what you were talking about. Thrust, lift, and weight. Aircraft instruments, okay? Aviation weather, navigation, nautical science. That's it, bro. Like, it's all right here. Like, you got to go find it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no secrets out there. You got to study, go find it, do well on it. All right, what are the questions you got?
Okay. And then I guess the last one that I really had was if all this stuff goes to the wall and I'm out of options, I do plan on enlisting. I would want to use that GI Bill to possibly use it towards something else if that's the route I go. But if I was to go enlisted and I can't pick up an option 40 contract, how do I go about going through Ranger, going to RASPs or SF from the enlisted
So
route?
here's what I'm going to tell you. If you show up and enlist with a master's degree, the only thing that matters is if you can run a 35-minute 5-mile. That's it. Because you're going to be at boot camp and they're going to pick you up for either AFAS or RASP if you run a 35-minute 5-mile. If you can't run a 35-minute 5-mile, they're not going to pick you up.
So how does that work if I don't exactly get the contract due to availability?
You're just going to show up and crush basic training.
And they just come
and you can raise your hand and say, I want to go to RASP, I want to go to AFAS. They're going to give you a PT test. You crush the PT test, you get to go. But I'm going to tell you, you need to consider very heavily about enlisting with a master's degree.
That's obviously something I'm not too excited about. That's why I'm trying to get these OCS.
Okay, maybe you didn't hear what I said. I would seriously consider not fucking enlisting with a master's degree. I got 50 fucking videos on that shit. You go listen to my platoon commander, fucking dude, or my dude that's in the Army, dudes in his company talking about his fucking foreign enlisted dudes with college degrees are fucking idiots. Okay? So I would take that off the table if I was you. I'd go talk to the Coast Guard, or I would go look at the Army Warrant Officer Aviation Program before I did any of that shit. I'd go fly helicopters in the Army as a warrant officer before I went enlisted with a master's degree. What else you got?
That was really it. I went through all the questions that I wrote down. I guess the last one would be, how do I stay in contact with your program? Because I think I did see that you continue mentoring and check up on your, I guess, candidates. How do I stay?
You just got to run 35-minute 5-mile.
Yeah.
Because right now I know you don't run. So you call me back when you run 35-minute 5-mile.
Okay.
Like, you're going to OCS. I don't worry about y'all too much. Like, you motherfuckers going to OCS will be fine. It's hard to make a bad decision going to OCS.
Okay.
All right. If you don't get picked up, give me a call. I just tell you, be prepared. Use ChatGPT to get prepared for the interview. Okay. Like, it gives you the fucking answers right here. What are the questions on fucking the OCS interview process? It gives them to you. Then you take that, you put it in. Well, how should I answer this question at an OCS board? It's going to give you the fucking answer. Put it in your own words and go out there and fucking let it rip. Man, making some life decisions, man. Naval aviation, Army officer. They ain't talking about enlisting with a master's degree, man. Took everything in my body not to slap the crap out of him. Hey, man, we building champions for life, brother. I hope all is well. Y'all come back and join me again, baby. Because we build champions for life.